And does anybody else have something you wish to share before I start going with what I wanted to talk about?
Well, I do. This is Connie, and you know, I'm glad you had success with your lead. I have one that came in recently from Shaklee, about a week or so ago, and it's actually the woman listed is married to someone who has been in my group before, and so Shaklee put this lead, gave it to me, but they came in as a distributor and bought the nutrition pack, and then also another really nice order with primarily nutrition. And I've called twice and left messages, and I've sent an email, and no response from anything. So I'm like, okay, I would, just wanted to introduce myself and, talk to her and see what they would like to do. I mean, because that tells me they're interested in doing something with the business.
Right.
And so any suggestions on follow up on that to get a response, because they are not responding to me.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that. I'm going to give our date here. It's March 19, 2018, and welcome to our call. We've been talking about that with our master, and one thing that after various of us have had the very same thing happen, Connie,
Mm-hmm.
we have kind of realized that people have life, and they're in different places, and we don't know what's going on. And so we have decided that what we need to do is to just make contact once in a while and offer our help. And if you see something interesting, or if you have a newsletter, to share it with them. And when they're ready to take action, they'll contact you. Because we were getting discouraged. I know Melanie's been down this road. You've got different things,
Right.
Where you keep calling and they don't respond. And if she's made that big order, clearly she is interested. But
Oh yeah, I mean,
I don't
big.
really know what else you can do, because if people don't respond, then to me they're not ready, or they've got things going on that keeps them from, doing anything. You're a very pleasant person, easy to talk to, so I don't think you should think it's got anything to do with you. I'm thinking it's just their timing is not right. Anybody else have something you want to pitch in with that? And Melanie, you're on mute, just so you know. I guess everybody comes in muted. I don't know, but anyway,
Okay.
welcome to you, and welcome to Linda. Just joined us, and Linda's also on mute. So, okay.
Thanks, Phyllis. I just wanted to tell Connie, yes, I did have that exact same problem, and the lady had been having the flu, and then her daughter got the flu, and she works, but she was very nice, and she wants to start her business in the beginning of, June or the end of May or whatever. But I touch base with her here and there by sending her info that I think will be pertinent, and I'll give her little tips like when you're talking to people, and so forth.
Oh, that's great,
You
Melanie.
might say such and such to them, to get some idea of who you want to talk to when you start the business. But the other guy, we have never connected. He works at a restaurant. I answered his emails and sent a couple of different emails. And I finally put a package together yesterday because I ordered the opportunity brochures, and I've always used the written out thing from Dr. Jamie about the Shaklee difference, but the brochure is great. I even let Charles read it, and he thought it was wonderful. So I got a bunch of those, and I'm going to send that to him. And I've sent him, I'm saying that this is probably he called it the general flyer. I'm sure he means the catalog now that I thought about it for a long time. So I'm sending him those and sending him the opportunity brochure and Shaklee difference, which if somebody's starting a business, I think that's real important, because people are going to say, well, what about Walmart? It's a lot cheaper, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let you know that, I had the exact same thing, and sometimes it is. And he keeps saying, I want to talk with you, but then I gave him a lot of dates that where I was available, and he never called me. So I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, I think we all know that they have to want it enough to take some action. If you've made yourself available and provided information and whatever, then it's up to them next. And it is frustrating when you think somebody is showing interest in the business and then they don't do anything. It's kind of frustrating. But I don't know if anybody else has anything they want to share. Linda had a situation like that, and several months later, the lady responded. So, it's just that they had life too.
That's right.
Well, that's what I figured too, Phyllis, is that I would just keep just touching, just sending things or
Yeah.
emails here and there. I don't want to overwhelm them, but I want them to know I'm interested in talking to them too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every 3 or 4 weeks, maybe something like that. Yeah. I can't remember. I think Linda said one of the people she reached out to just forgot to answer the text. So it wasn't that she had any problem with Linda or the products or anything. She just had overlooked it or gone past it, and we all get so much stuff. It's easy to do that. So, okay. Are we ready to share screen and talk about stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do it. And this time I'm going to remember to share my sound, and we're going to do the desktop. We're going to share our screen. And you know where I'm starting. Let's go on the dream trip. I have heard about the dream trip every year. And of course, Dad and Mary went on many of them. And I think I did not admit this to myself, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, that will never be me.
Mm-hmm.
But I have just about gotten a belief that maybe it can be me. And I have started taking some actions that I hadn't taken before. And I'm feeling like maybe it's going to happen, and I would love for y'all to go with me. So please let me know if there are ways I can help you. You already know that Jim and I are very happy to come to your place or be on a Zoom call with your group or any way we can assist. And Linda and I are going to be getting some more training Friday on the golden triangle or the social triangle, whatever you want to call it. And I'm hoping that we can demonstrate that to you maybe in the next week or two, because I really feel like if you can start in the business with somebody else instead of being by yourself, that makes all the difference in the world. So keep listening to us. I will give you the excuse me just a minute, I'm thinking the link so that Friday you can join us if you wish. We're going to be doing reach outs and also demonstrating how that golden triangle works. And if you're interested, that'd be great. I wanted to just remind you that if you click on news and events on your Shaklee homepage, you'll come to this. I gave you the link last time. Here's the Nourish, which is a little video that shows the special offers and tools. I think that's really cool that they have made that available so you can see exactly what there is and kind of know what their mindset is and how to approach it. So if you have not yet watched this little video, just click on news and events on your homepage and it will be right there at the top right. Okay, here is me and Linda and James Hatcher, our upline, when we went to Kansas City a couple weeks ago. Thank you so much for showing an interest in wanting to know and watch the video. I'm so sorry it wouldn't work out then, but since then I've sent you the link, so I hope that you've had a chance to watch it. We had a great time, and these two guys are fun to be with, so just so you know. And then I want to congratulate Linda. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I believe it's on Thursday. Is that right, Linda? Thursday?
I'm not even sure. Maybe it was Thursday.
I think maybe it is when this gentleman comes on Shaklee Effect, the Shaklee Effects timeline, and they recognize all the people who've met certain achievements. And Linda had earned $100 in the signing up these qualified distributors. And so here's Linda and Michael Ommart right there on the screen for the whole world to see. And we're so proud of them. Linda's had some really good success in her business lately, and it's growing. And that is wonderful. Okay, maybe this is Marie joining us. Okay, great. Okay, so let me go back over here. So anyway, congratulations, Linda. Awfully proud of you, and keep up the good work. That's great. Okay, and then Linda told me about something she found that I want to share with you. Let's see if he's going to talk. I want to turn him off. Okay, this is Bob Ferguson. I'm not sure how many of you know Bob Ferguson, but he is the presidential master, I think. And he's located up in the New England area, and they have really nice meetings with extra good speakers and so forth. And they had what they call the Shaklee High Performance Conference a few days ago, and one of their speakers was Eli Bremer. And Linda told me that she had seen this and listened to it and said it was really good. And so I wanted to make you folks aware of this. I'm going to send the link out in the email, but it's on that Facebook group called High Performance Shaklee. Can you see it there, High Performance Shaklee? Anyway, I'll send that out to you. And there are some things that are talked about first, kind of the welcome and so forth. But Eli starts about at the 5-minute mark. And I'll put that on the email. I can't tell you strongly enough how fascinating it was that he got into Shaklee, how strong his belief is, and how those athletes are determined to keep themselves clean so that any drug testing they get is good. He said he was resting one evening about 9 o'clock and the doorbell rang, and there was a tester at the door, and he had to give a sample right then. And he said anytime, 24/7, you can be asked. So no athlete's going to put something in their body unless they know they can trust it. And his story is fascinating. I don't know if you've heard him before, but he's really funny. So he's cool to listen to. He goes on for a while, but he's really interesting. I think you would enjoy it. I listened in the car when I was going to Fort Worth Saturday, and that wasn't the best plan because I couldn't get the volume up quite enough. But if you have it where you're in a quieter place, you could probably hear it a little bit better. But what I heard was great, so I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to say, so I'm going to stop sharing right now and see if anybody else has anything they would like to say. I want to welcome Marie. Is that you?
That's me.
Oh, great. Glad you could join us.
I had a customer to call me, and I had to get her off the phone before I could join you. I was a little bit late. But
I hear you. Well, customers are very important. We like customers.
I like more customers.
More would be good. Connie, I was thinking about you when you started talking. Has your neighbor had an opportunity to meet or invite you over to meet with her friends or anything yet?
Oh, not yet. But I did drop that information off at her house. They're there this week. Her friends are there this week.
Oh,
and,
great. Okay, good.
In fact, I just did that this morning. So I'm going to follow that up with. I'm always kind of hesitant to just leave catalogs with somebody because it doesn't tell the story,
Right.
And I know that our products need explanation. So like Melanie said, somebody's going to say, "Oh, well, I can get that cheaper at Walmart," but they have no idea how good these products are and how different they are. So I'm thinking I will send her in a few minutes. I will send her a resource from the Shaklee Connect, app, the difference and that kind of thing. So she'll have that.
That's great. Well, I really wish you luck. I hope that you'll have an opportunity to have a good meeting with her because that's really special when you can share in person.
It is, and she's very I know she's interested, and I know she'll listen. She's that kind of person. It's always fun to get in front of someone who's like that. She's very open,
Oh, yep, that's
very
good.
receptive.
Very good. Well, I was also thinking, I mentioned earlier that I'm trying to start contacting my people that come up on their anniversary date, that the ones that I recognize their name and I know that they're customers, that I might also start asking for referrals. Do any of you regularly ask for referrals on your when you're visiting with your customers?
No, I don't do that, but I do suggest that if they share with their family and friends that they can pay for their own products by earning a bonus, especially the ones who are her grandfathered in the old plan like I am, that have been with me for years.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I've heard that was one thing that I saw or heard on one of the calls I was listening to recently is that Shaklee pays us for sharing. And that's a very short statement, but isn't that a wonderful thing to remember? Shaklee pays us for sharing, and that does not happen anywhere else, that you shop at Walmart or any place else. You don't get any benefits for that. So I think that's a really exciting thing. Okay, I think I am about finished with what I had to say. I will invite you again Friday. We'll be doing reach outs, and James wants to go through the triangle, the ABC. We're going to have a demonstration Friday. So if you're able to join us, if not, if I find out he records it where I can get a hold of it, I'll give you the link later. But otherwise, we'll start at 12 Central, and you come and stay as long as you can. If you have a reach out that you will be brave enough to try, he wants us to do reach outs. It's not just a chit chat time. This is a workshop, a training session. So if there's somebody you want to talk to about Shaklee, you follow the little guidelines in there. Think about what you can tell us about that person, and let's see if we can't have some good reach outs develop.
Phyllis, I was just visiting with him, right, that's why I was late, and he said something, but he will let us know about maybe starting an hour earlier so that there can be a break between the reach out training and the opportunity training.
Okay.
And so that was something he said it because he was in his office chair from 9 till 3:30 last Friday, and he would really like to break that up.
You think? Okay.
So anyway, but that was just. But he said he would let us know about that. So
Okay. So
it might be an hour, or maybe 11 instead of 12.
Okay. So those of you that are Central Time, it could be 11. You might just mark your calendars if you're interested in coming. As soon as I know, I'll let you know. He is up in Pleasanton this week at Shaklee headquarters as part of a group he's involved with there. And so as soon as we can get response from him on exactly when he wants to start, well, I'll share that with you.
Phyllis, is it the same number that he always used, on Zoom? Is it the same?
Yes. Is that 661?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Let's see. I was getting ready to say, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, I'm sitting here having my greens in a drink while we're
good.
on this call, and I wondered if anyone else had shared that with success and was doing anything different with that product.
Well, I have tried it. I get a pasta that is made from vegetables.
Oh,
And I boiled that, and I put a little bit of butter and a little bit of Alfredo sauce and a scoop of the green powder and some Parmesan cheese. Yeah. And it was really good.
Oh, wow. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I was encouraged to see that we can put it in food or different dishes that we have, because I think that'll be a real good way to do it. I put it in my smoothie already once, and it was okay. It wasn't anything great and wonderful, but I think I'd like to have it in food like that, Ann. I think that'd be great.
I did the same like you, Phyllis. I put it in my tea, and it wasn't wonderful, but I could drink it, but it wasn't make my tea taste any better. But I wanted to try it, so I always try before I share it with anybody.
Yeah. Well, I put it in
strawberries and apple, orange, and banana. So, or half of those, and so it's pretty good. But I wanted to do it some different ways too, and I wondered if any of your customers have used it, and how you're sharing that.
I also put it in a chocolate shake, and I think that it wasn't as obvious as the vanilla.
Oh, okay. That's
the chocolate kind of covered the taste a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
So,
Mhm.
Connie, did you use vanilla shake or what did you?
Yeah, I just used the Build product because I went to the gym this morning. I thought, well, I'll just have the Build drink and put that in it and see how it does. And it's actually, I mean, it doesn't taste bad at all, but with a little bit of banana and the strawberries and all that, it kind of camouflages it more. So
Yeah.
I think the chocolate might be better. I love the chocolate anyway. That's what I normally use. So I'm going to try that next time.
I tried it in the vanilla. I like it okay in the vanilla.
Okay. Good, Shelby. Well,
I got
one
mine in Saturday, so I haven't had a chance to do that much with it.
I was happy to see that it was advertised as being vegan. Our young people are really into this business, and my uh, my grandson's girlfriend is vegan, and I had offered her the vitalizer, but it's not vegan, and so she didn't want to take that. But the greens are, and so when I checked with James, he said, "Yes, send it. We'd like to try it." So I was very excited about that.
Great.
Phyllis, I just wanted to let everyone know that do not give up on any of your customers because I have had like 2 or 3 recently. By keeping in touch over the years and everything, they came back to buying again. And it's just all of a sudden these things are happening. And I've always sent the newsletters and continued to, send the emails when I send that product of the week that I told you about before. And
Stay in
that
contact.
email,
Yeah.
I include them. And this lady called me, and I could have just wrote her off because one time when I sent her the tea and I told her it was an energy tea, that it was part of the Shaklee weight management program, I sent it to her as a thank you for being a customer for such a long time. And she said, well, I'm real thin and I'm not interested. I gave it away when I spoke with her after that. And I thought to myself, that sounded so rude to me. And I could have, wrote her off, but I kept her in all the emails and everything. And she actually had called me on our home phone, which doesn't work since the flood, but I get the calls. And I'll go through them every so often because usually all I get is sales calls because I've let everybody know to use my cell.
Right.
But she had left a message saying, do you have my ID number for Shaklee? I can't find it. Well, I called her and I said, oh, I apologize. And I told her the story of the flood, and all that. And so she said, oh, well, I called Shaklee and they couldn't find it either, which I thought was strange. She must have got a new person. And she said, but then I found it. I had put it in my phone and she had placed an order. So I had sent her an email to thank her. But when I spoke with her, her email was her last name with a C, which is her her first initial and first name initial. And so I was glad I spoke with her, and she was very nice, and we talked about some other products. So never give up on your people. Keep in touch with them ever so often. It's really important.
Yeah.
Because I had another lady, I told y'all the story of the one before that called Shaklee and changed to my group. Well, this one wanted to do the same thing, and we called, and they said she could send it on email. Just make sure that she says that she wanted to sign up under me and to give my ID number, and that she hadn't heard from her group in a long time and in years. And to put in there, would they please waive the 6 months waiting list because she was anxious to get her products.
Oh, that's cool.
And
okay.
So, you just never know about people. If you don't keep in contact with them, they'll go sign up under somebody else when they do get ready for the Shaklee, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and it can be a challenge when people are moving and changing emails and all that stuff, but it's definitely worth it. It sure is.
That's right.
Okay, well, our time is up. If anybody else has anything you wish to share before we say adios for this week? Okay, well, I hope that y'all are getting the emails, right, that say the blog link is active so you can watch the call if you want to or whatever.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay, good. Because they're doing that for me, and I know some people just can't. This is not a good time for them, so I'm glad we have that privilege of doing that. Okay, well, we'll keep you posted, and I'll say goodbye until next Monday.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye,
Thanks.
everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, have a
Thank you
good
for joining us. I enjoyed it. It's been fun. Bye-bye.